All right. So Muteru, if you were to meet somebody going up an escalator in the lift, and you had just 1 minute to give them a quick 4 or 5 steps to adoption, the first being, number 1 step, please go to a registered adoption agency. In a quick recap, what would you tell them?
Okay, please go to an adoption agency. That is the first step. There are 3 major steps in an adoption process. The first one is with the Adoption Society to get to know you and to prepare you. The second one is with the children's home. It's much shorter. Once you have been approved and matched with a child, the child is at the children's home, so you'll get to meet the child and bond with the child. So it's about a 3-month process with the children's home. Finally, you go to court because all this has to be documented, and you get a final decision that gives you an adoption certificate with which you can process a birth certificate, certifying that the child is legally a member of your family. Adoption is an easy process. It is structured and straightforward. And if you put your mind to it, it's very, very possible. We have hundreds of Kenyans adopting every year. So and many of them, if I may say, about 70% of adoption applicants are not sophisticated, educated, whatever, but adoption is for everybody.
Okay. Any parting shots, Grace?
Yeah, don't fear adoption. It's not tedious. It's an amazing, very rewarding experience, very noble as well, because you're giving a child a whole family to live in. So yeah, come, let's start that process with all of you.
Okay. We want to thank Grace and Muteru for joining us tonight, and thank everybody who was streaming in. Thank you for being a part of this discussion. We invite you to field more questions through our Facebook page, and we'll be responding to those individually. We hope to have a couple more New Life talks this month. Again, for those of you who joined us a little late, this is National Adoption Month, or National Adoption Month in many countries, including Kenya. And we want to raise awareness on the matter of adoption. Today, we were debunking some of the myths and also highlighting some of the truths of adoption. If you want to get to know more, again, please join us, or in the next couple of forums we'll be having. Now, we want to have a session with some lawyers next Thursday at 7:30. We hope later in the month to be joined by some of our children's officers, and we want to really get to understand what foster care is all about. And then finally, later this month, we want to hear from children, adult children who are adopted, what this meant for them and has meant for them. Would they themselves adopt children? We also want to hear from adoptive parents, what has their experience been, and how have they disclosed to their children about their adoption. So we invite you to join us for the coming New Life talks. But again, we really urge you to follow the legal process. First step, go to an adoption agency. Do not give money to other side organizations or people. That is child trafficking. Follow the legal process. Pray through your process, have others, meet other parents who've gone through the legal process, surround yourself with people who've done this, and just follow the steps. Do not postpone, do not keep staggering your responses when you ask for them. And this is going to be a great process for you. Of course, like anything, even pregnancy has its itches. You may have bed rest, you may have pressure, you may have all that. So even with the adoption process, you may hit some bumps, but again, we are there for you as the children's homes, as the adoption agencies, and all the other legal officers who will be working with you. So we invite you to consider opening your home to a child, even to 2 children. Again, like Grace said, adoption is not just for families or couples or people who are not able to get their biological children. Even if you have your own biological children, please open up your home to another child and allow them to enjoy the privileges, the amazing, amazing joys of family. You know, it doesn't matter how beautiful a children's home is, an institution is not a place for a child to grow. And so we ask you to consider opening your homes. Some of you who've streamed in today, maybe you've already adopted or you have people who are considering it. We are here for you to answer your questions and to walk with you through this process. But thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Mr. Muteru. And please join us next Thursday at the same time, and we'll look at the legal side of adoption. Please allow me to